Hello everyone, my name is Zach and welcome to my channel. Amongst other things, I'm a reenactor and a jouster, and this week I want to talk to you about a weird medieval weapon. Now, if you're at all into medieval stuff on YouTube, you most definitely will be subscribed to Todd and also to Matt Easton of Scholar Gladiatoria. And if you are not subscribed to either of those two, then I suggest you go and do it now. One of the cool things that those two guys have started doing recently, Todd is a really great maker and he has been making some weird medieval weapons. And he has made something that he first saw in the British Museum, and he gave it to Matt Easton to test out. And it was really interesting to see it, because I'll put some pictures up here. It is a warhammer, maybe a kind of a pollaxe, but it's also got a sword hilt to it. Now, for all of the details, you can go and find their videos, and you can find the links to those in the description down below. But after watching Matt's one, the second one in the series, just recently, just this week, I've had a few thoughts myself. So I thought I would create a video now to maybe ask a few questions, because I don't think we'll ever get any real answers about this without a lot more research being done. But I've got a few questions for the hive mind to have a go at. Okay, so first off, I really like Matt's idea that these two might be a pair of weapons that maybe were made in the early 16th century for use in tournament. I would probably say, if I was going to hedge bets or something like that, tournament at the barrier might be a good one to have some strange pollaxes that don't have a Q but are all about the head. Now, there's one problem with this. I really love the theory right up until the belt hooks. Now, if you've seen Matt's one, his idea that the pommel has been replaced on the one in the British Museum, I really like that idea. I think that's probably correct. Later collectors tend to do weird stuff to medieval things to try and make them fit their idea. So I think that his idea that they are actually hooks to make these wearable is a good one. The question then comes in, why, if they're purely for tournament use, why are they made to be wearable? See, if you're going to a tournament, you don't need your weapons to be wearable. They can be carried into the list for you by a page or a squire. You don't need to have weapons on your body to be carried. So that just flags up maybe a slight problem with the tournament idea. Now, also in Matt's video, he had some questions from his Patreons talking about, asking questions about whether or not this might be something that you could use one-handed or use from horseback. Seeing Matt use it one-handed, I know that Matt is much better with a sword than I am, and he was really struggling to wield that thing one-handed. So I wouldn't, having seen that video, I wouldn't really think it would be a good thing to use on horseback. You want to make sure that the things that you are using on horseback can be used one-handed relatively easily, and you need to be able to stop it and be in complete control of it. Otherwise, you're at risk of hitting your own horse. But here's my theory. These might be a weapon that is used by horsemen that are expecting to have to dismount to fight. Now, before making this video, I put a little question out on Facebook asking for people to help me find a picture that I remember having seen but couldn't find myself. As it turns out, we couldn't find that picture, but we were able to find a different picture. I'm going to put it on the screen now. As you can see, this image here shows two people entering a town. They're obviously the bodyguards of the person in front who's wearing gold armor, and they're carrying weapons which are quite clearly pole arms that are not used, that are not meant to be used while on horse. So these guys are obviously carrying pollaxes, well, a pollaxe and a glaive, for use on foot, but they're travelling by horse. Well, this is quite obvious. Most medieval men-at-arms travelled to and from battles by horse. It was expected that they should have horses in their entourage so they could get places quickly. You know, battles are won and lost by whether or not you can bring your armies to bear in the right place at the right time. So speed was a really important thing, and that included going from place to place by horse. That means carrying pollaxes and the heavier foot weapons that are used for breaking armor while on foot is rather tricky. You know, once you are carrying a pollaxe from and you're on horseback, you may as well be disarmed if someone is going to attack you while you're on horseback, because you would either need to drop the pollaxe and pick up something else, or basically use a weapon that is not designed for this. Now, I've already said that this weapon is probably not designed for use on horseback and is not useful on horseback. I'm not saying that it's impossible to use it, but I'm saying that it's not a very good idea and it's not your best weapon. There are examples of horsemen's hammers and horsemen's axes, which all tend to be single-handed and much lighter, often with a hollow or a wooden handle. So this weapon, what I'm suggesting, might be a foot combat weapon that is designed so that it could be carried quickly from place to place while on horseback, sheathed at the saddle maybe. We do have examples of weapons that are attached to the saddle in one way or another. So if it was sheathed at the saddle, you could carry your lance in your hand, your sword at your waist, your dagger on the other side, and still be able to have a pollaxe ready for use as and when you decided to dismount. It's a theory. What do you think? I really can't say one way or the other. I think we need to look into this a lot more. It would be great to get the British Museum to have a closer look at this, along with the Royal Armouries, and see if they can come to some conclusion about even when it was made and who it was made by. What do you think about my theory? Do you think it's more likely that it was used in tournaments, or do you think, like I do, that maybe the belt hook or the carrying hook raises more questions? Do let me know in the comments down below. I think these things need a lot of discussion. They're really cool. I love this sort of thing. So talk to me in the comments down below, and let's get a discussion going. Please do like, share and subscribe if you like this, because they really show me that this is worth doing. So yeah, if you want to see more of this, please do all of those YouTubey things. Thank you very much everyone, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.